Hello all and welcome to the Tour 2020 Closure Series live stream. My name is Isaac Abdiakim and welcome to the program. Tour 2020 Closure. As you all know, we are currently living in hard times, and definitely supporting the community has become quite difficult when you talk about physical meetups. It is precisely due to this reason that a couple of Unity student ambassadors have decided, with the help of the organizers, to show us some cool stuff during the session meetups and the latest on Unity game engine. This series of virtual meetups have been of success, and in fact, a couple of enthusiasts and many folk have greatly benefited from the content that we have been doing online according to the feedback that we've received lately. Okay, this is really amazing, and the most interesting thing about this meetup is that not only have we been meeting to speak and talk about the selected content agenda, but also it gave us a room of networking opportunities, making some new friends, sharing the lifestyle stories, experiences, challenges, and on top of that, having fun with the peers and the speakers as well during the session. This is really a great opportunity and the possibility for you to expand your skills, knowledge, and getting a chance to meet with some experts to answer your problems. The limitations are endless because we focus on having them personally on the Zoom meeting, and one has a chance to speak with them directly. Now, this closure does not mean the end. It just means we are taking a break and hoping to come back with more and more content very soon. Honestly speaking, it has been a really interesting moment personally to meet with new people and folks with great energy and experience ready to share with the community. More are coming with new styles, and yours is to drive your goals and ambition normally, and even with a momentum ready to implement your imaginations into a reality. Whether it is hard or there are a lot of milestones in front of you, keep the same energy to run towards it, and it will be fulfilled. Another interesting agenda I want to talk about is how we are rapidly seeing the implementation of real-time 3D tools beyond gaming. This is really stunning because changing the way we see things manually into a real-time 3D tools is taking our creativity to the next level. And in fact, the world of tech and art is moving rapidly beyond the gaming world to the real application world. Again, this means the possibility to bring unprecedented innovations with great procedures to solve hard problems is definitely plausible. Technology is growing rapidly. For instance, take an example of virtual reality. We can meet virtually and have seminars or conferences, meetups through virtual reality. This is really a mind-blowing thing, and having an avatar that represents our appearance, but the rest are just looking real in a virtual world. By the way, I'm looking forward to have a meetup very, very soon through a virtual reality seminar rooms with you guys. If you are interested to explore and discover more and if possible, create something on it. Okay, so aside from that, we are not going to take that long today. It is just an overview on what we have been doing and what we are planning to have after this. And finally, we have some news today on indie developers and students who submitted their project on the Tour Challenge made with Unity. I want to say thank you all for taking your time to submit your project, and it is really inspiring and motivating as well. So a big thank you to all the participants. So we have seen also different folks joining us from different countries and continents, from Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. And in fact, some are even independent content producers. They produce a different set of Unity content focusing on different areas, from programming and tech arts, and publish them in the online platforms. We can't wait to have you in our future meetups, and I'm looking forward to have them so that they can keep the community updated on their latest contents they are working on, and they are definitely amazing. In July, we started our first episode with Kelechi, who is also a Unity student ambassador based in Nigeria, a game developer and a student at University of Nigeria studying computer science. Kelechi was focusing on the beginner's level and how you can create a simple 3D game in Unity, and some introductions to scripting, physics engine, and basically Unity navigation on the Unity engine editor. Thank you so much, Kelechi. We really appreciate the efforts and the ambition you have to help your community there. Next is the Universal Render Pipeline, which is a pre-built scriptable render pipeline made by Unity. URP provides artist-friendly workflows that let you quickly and easily create optimized graphics across a range of platforms, from mobile to high-end consoles and PCs. Arturo Nureu, who is also the Unity technical evangelist, talked Universal Render Pipelines and its features it contains. He also demonstrated on post-processing effects, scriptable render pipelines, shader graph effect on the Universal Render Pipeline, and also a sample game with some water effect where URP scripts is behind, and the rendering engine as well. He also demonstrated the post-processing that is integrated directly on the Universal Render Pipeline that applies to the full screen filters and effects to our cameras on your game. It can drastically improve the visuals of your application with little setup time. So that means you can use post-processing effects to simulate physical camera and film properties. It comes with different features, including anti-aliasing, depth of field, motion blur, bloom effect, and so many other amazing features. Basically, the pipeline is there to improve major things like performance of your game and the realistic visuals that can appeal your audience to play your game. That is really great, and I can't wait to see how you'll apply it. Then there's a hot topic that we discussed, and we literally took like 120 minutes to talk about, and that is data-oriented technology stack. This is the game-changing technology that is going to improve the game performance by a greater percentage. During this meetup, Ciro Contoriso, who is the head of creator advocacy for games at Unity, was also there to observe how dot topics can be explained briefly within a short time. Okay, I was presenting on this topic, and it was really a long topic with new paradigms of programming that is based on the data-oriented design. The way runtime compilation happens on the memory when you're using data-oriented design is quite different compared when you're using the data-oriented, object-oriented to data-oriented, just because on how data are arranged on the computer memory and the less time for the CPU to access the requested resources stored on the memory. That brings a conversation about entity component system, C# job system, and the burst compilers. So an entity is basically a substitute, or unlike game object, it does not have any default components, layers, or tag. It is basically an identifier for a set of dots components. And also a component is basically like a model, no logics there, but we write the data. Writing a component is basically simple on the latest release of Dots because you basically use the generate authoring component attributes. And finally, the system is where the logics happen. There are scripts that typically read component data and compute the next state of your game. This is basically where you introduce your game behaviors. And we also talked about the C# job system. This is the point where you take an advantage of multiprocessor cores that exist on the devices. It greatly boosts the workloads of your game because we have jobs that are responsible for scheduling the task and use the parallel programming principles. And finally, there is a burst compiler where it is designed to work with the C# job system. Basically, it compiles your jobs to improve their performance. Aside from that, in the following episode, we talked about high-definition render pipelines and volumetric lightning. It wasn't that complicated because we started from the scratch on how we can convert our game to support high-definition render pipeline. This pipeline is focused more on graphics fidelity compared to the other two render pipelines. It obtains the maximum graphics performance from the GPUs of high-end gaming devices. This pipeline is quite powerful because it enables the developers to achieve the photorealistic 3D graphic style. Also, there is a sample from a Unity GitHub project that we discussed, a Fontainebleau demo that was created by Unity to illustrate the photogrammetry workflow and the use of the layered lit shader. The demo contains different sets of scenarios like lighting condition that shows an example of day, sunsets, and night light condition. A first and a third person walking inside the forest, cinematic models, and many more, so you can find it on the GitHub. Such project was designed for high-end devices like Xbox, PlayStation, and PCs too. Another great example on this is the volumetric lighting system that renders volumetric fog. HDRP also implements a unified lighting system, which means that all scene components like lights as well as opaque and transparent game objects interacts with the fog in order to give it a volumetric effect. Following Meetup, we talked about visual effect graph. It allows for complex simulation using millions of particles on the GPU. Absolutely millions of particles. That is really great compared to particle system that can drain the performance of the game, especially when you want a room for more particles effects. Its feature-rich visual interface makes it easy to create and experiment with stunning particle effects. John O'Reilly, who was our Unity student ambassador, is a freelance tech artist working at Nexus Studio in UK. He was taking us through this topic. Basically, he explained and demoed from scratch on how you can get started with Unity Visual Effect Graph. It is a specialized tool that allows you to create complex visual effects using an intuitive visual interface. This tool, along with the visual effect objects you'll add to your scene, work much like the particle system. You can create configure properties over the lifetime of a particle, how the particle is rendered, and which forces act on each particle. The particle system uses the CPU while the visual effect graph uses the GPU. This difference is important because the GPU is designed to perform many small mathematical operations at the same time. You need this ability to render graphics. As it turns out, this also makes the GPU ideal for handling the mathematics behind complex visual effects. That was really helpful, John. Again, many thanks for the time you took to share with the community about the visual effects graph. Following the next episode, we had Barrington Campbell, a Unity student ambassador, alumni basically, and he's currently he's currently a Unity technical artist at Unity, and basically he was sharing experience, and career opportunities that are available for the students at the gaming industry. Campbell also went further to talk about his journey at Unity, starting as a Unity student ambassador, participating in community events like Game Jams and Game Developers Conference, building and expanding his relations, and then the networking opportunity that landed him as an intern at Unity, and finally a full-time employee at Unity. The session was really important because he was not only focusing on that note, but also sharing the best tip one can network and expand their circles in this industry. The session was also fair enough, meaning it was not focusing on the technical workshop, but a talk that was mainly focusing on the career journey, the challenges, objectives, and the opportunities that are available for the enthusiast at the gaming industry. It also gave a chance for the participants to ask a lot of questions, what they have been doing and what they usually face as part of their duties, including the challenges and generally their experiences. That was really amazing because everyone was just sharing their thoughts and opinion, and the most important part, it gave the participant a chance to network and make some new friends. Honestly, getting a chance like this might be important for you when you're looking for, someone who is doing on what you're currently doing, and from that you can network, share more, and learn more from one another. So that was really great, and personally I have learned a lot from that session. Then on the 7th episode, we talked about Unity Barracuda tools. Unity Barracuda is lightweight cross-platform neural network inference library for Unity that can run on both CPU and GPU and is supported by all Unity platforms. Kagendra Kumar, a former student community manager and Unity student ambassador alumni based in India, was taking us through the session. The Barracuda neural network import pipeline is built on the ONNX, that is an open neural network exchange format, which lets you bring your neural network models from a variety of external frameworks, including the PyTorch, TensorFlow, and Keras. After importing Barracuda, you basically copy your ONNX model into the asset folder. The ONNX importer will automatically recognize and import the model into the projects. After import, the important thing there is to notice the input and output shape dimensions. That means the model imported has an input and output shape in a certain predefined format. So we went on and prepared some scripts that will automatically predict whatever that is going to be drawn on the screen. Their shapes, their shape labels provided like alarms, ant, dolphin, and many others as an example. So what is happening is that Unity Barracuda there is a runtime model and a worker. So the runtime model will contain the runtime instance of the pre-trained model, and the worker is needed for the execution as an inference. So once you have your model executed at the runtime, the important thing there is to note the performance. How long will it take for your model to run the execution for the prediction? So you can have another great options of using C# job system to fasten the execution process. That can also lead you to have a smooth performance of your application. To summarize on this, Barracuda is a great tool that is ready to help you to implement your AI model for your application consumption, be it a game, simulation, or any kind of application you're building with Unity. It's a great tool with a very simple step to follow and implement your models for the execution. So I want to say thanks a lot, Kagendra, for that session, and we really appreciate it. Then on the 8th episode, we talked about XR tools, and I was the speaker. XR tools allows developers to implement the interactivity into their VR and AR experiences without the need to code, and the toolkit is available for Unity 2019.3 and can be downloaded from the package manager. It features a number of components which can be attached to different game objects in order to give them certain interactive properties. These are systems which typically need to be scripted or downloaded from external libraries. Now built into Unity, these systems are going to make developing an XR app faster and more stable. XR is really great because considering your time frames, it is going to save you a lot of hours when you are building your application. You don't need a a third-party SDK. Unity has done that for you, and you don't need to worry about what kind of devices you are targeting. You will notice that there's no Oculus integration or Windows Mixed Reality Interactions Toolkit. This is because on the surface you are developing for an XR interface and not any kind specific device. That applies for the AR. You don't need to worry if the device you are developing for is the iPhone 10 or 11. You are developing for AR or VR inside of Unity, and the engine will do the rest. On the 9th episode, we talked about the multiplayer gaming with Photon. Sai Charan, who is also a Unity student ambassador from India, was taking us through the session. He introduced the concept of Photon, how to get started with Photon multiplayer services on Unity. He demoed the room setup for the multiplayer over the network. An advantage of Photon is that it does not require hosting, so the player who created the room can leave the game without causing problems at the clients. He also demoed the script that handles the network connections and spawn the connected players once the connections are successfully established. Thanks, Sai, for sharing that, and we really appreciate it. Finally, on the last episode, we talked about Unity films and animation with Ben Radcliffe from Unity was our speaker. I don't have much to say about this, but let's roll a video from this session. Fantastic. That was so amazing from Ben there. Thank you so much, Ben, for that. And we really appreciate for your time. Many thanks, and we can't wait to see you in the upcoming bootcamp. Yes, a bootcamp that is coming very soon, and we will definitely update you once the plan is finalized. Okay, we are done now with our summary. I can say that that was a lot, but a lot is still coming. Keep on learning and building, because there's a lot of content outside there you can get. Again, I'm looking forward to have a special session in the future for the expert rooms. And if you think you have a problems in your projects, definitely that will be a right opportunity for you to join the session and ask for the experts to help you in your problems you're facing. Now, it is the time to announce the best project that was submitted at the Tour 2020 Challenge in 3D, 2D, and AR category. But before that, we have a thank you keynotes from our community members who have been part of this community, and they have some words to say. So let's roll the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Onyekwe Kelechi Mark, Unity Student Ambassador, Nigeria. I want to use this medium to thank everyone who participated in Unity the Tour event held by a couple of student ambassadors. We really appreciate. Thank you for coming on board, organizers, speakers, participators. Don't stop being the content creator that you are. We need a lot of content, and don't stop using Unity technologies. The possibilities are endless. Thank you very much, and we'll meet again.
So hello guys, my name is Kevin Jenga and I'm a game developer, and it has never been easier to make your own games and short films with so many wonderful resources which are offered by Unity. And I believe that Unity is one of the most popular game engines which is free, and it has a very simple to understand interface, and I believe that Unity offers a great ecosystem which attracts us as developers for third-party content models, textures, plugins, etc. For example, you can also use the multiplayer function, and there's no better time to start making games than right now. And Unity makes creating world-class games possible with minor prior knowledge. You can start by watching tutorials, and then if you get stuck, you can head over to the official Unity documentation, and then if you get stuck also, you can go to the Unity Connect group, which is an online social platform which they can answer all your challenges. And finally, creating games is an act, and I believe that you should be doing it because you love it, not because you are forced to it. And when you come up with a game concept, always remember not to imitate others, but instead try to create a game that you would also want to play. And also I would encourage you to partner with others, to do collabs with others, as during the collab also you also learn, since each person brings his or her expertise. And with all that, I say thank you to Unity.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to the store and for giving me the opportunity to learn more about what Unity can offer. I extend my appreciation for all the speakers that made a great effort throughout this session and also made them entertaining. I hope this is not the last tour, and I'm very excited to what will come next in the future. Till next time.
Hi guys, my name is Joseph Makonge. I am a game developer. I have been using Unity Game Engine for the past 1 year. The experience has been great. It has been fantastic. I have really learned a lot about Unity thanks to YouTube tutorials, courses from Udemy, ebooks, and even the Unity community. I'd really like to encourage each and every one of you who has a game idea or who would like to create a game to use Unity Game Engine, since it's free, it's easy to learn, it has vast amount of resources, and it's user friendly. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Ian Joseph Kamau. I'm from Kenya. I'm here to give my experience on Unity Student Ambassador, the tour, which was happening from July 20th up to this month. It has really been an amazing experience. I was able to learn a lot from people from all around the world, and it's really amazing to see people coming together and teaching each other the things they know. I'm sure that even if you are a little advanced in Unity, if you go to the YouTube channel and view these videos, I'm sure you'll learn a lot. We learned from rudimentary concepts like just building a basic game to advanced concepts like Unity Barracuda and also Dots that is being implemented in Unity right now. So this has been such an amazing thing, and we have learned so much from people all around the world, from the United States to India, and it has just been such a cool place to just interact with people. I really hope we can do this next year and another year, because I really think it's a nice resource for people to be able to learn easily. For this, I would really like to thank Unity Student Ambassadors for organizing this, and by extension I would also like to thank Unity itself because of what they did and how they did it. It was a very efficient thing, very well organized, and we were able to learn a lot. So thank you Unity, thank you Unity Student Ambassadors. I hope we do this another time. Thank you.
Now it is the results time. So I want to say, first of all, thank you so much, judges, for taking your time to review those projects. And they have sent the results, and these are the results. Take a look. Okay, I want to say thank you so much for those who participated in the Tour Challenge 2020. Your projects are really amazing, everyone. So, and for those who have been selected, you will definitely receive your prizes shortly after this session. And to add on top of that, I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for making your time. Thank you so much for those who have been participating, the organizers, the student ambassadors, the speakers, and also, let me say, the judges. Thank you so much for making your time with us today. It's really, really amazing to meet with you virtually. And we can't wait to see you next time. I want to say thank you so much. See you next time, and bye-bye.